My people, this Nnamdi Kanu matter is still revolving. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu blasted the court back on the day of his trial, and the judge was shocked. Even his case has taken a new trial. Watch this video with me to see everything that explained itself. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do well to click on the subscribe button, like this video, and watch to see what is currently going on about the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
My people, history is happening again today inside the Federal High Court in Abuja. All eyes are on Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB. The DSS came prepared to tighten their grip, but instead they are now the ones cornered, exposed and embarrassed. The courtroom is on fire. The judge is raising hard questions, and the entire case is beginning to collapse right before our eyes. This may just be the most crucial day in Nnamdi Kanu's long legal battle, mark the beginning of the final endgame. Could this be the step that leads directly to his freedom? Stay with me till the end, because I will break down exactly what happened inside court today, why DSS is in serious trouble, and how this case is now turning in Kanu's favor more than ever before. Before I continue, quickly smash the like button, drop your comments, and share this video so the world can now see the truth. And if you are new here, subscribe right now, because we are bringing you the updates live and direct as they unfold. The courtroom tension. Today's court session started with unusual tension. From the early morning hours, security forces flooded this Federal High Court. Armed DSS officers stood everywhere as if preparing for a war. Their faces were hard, their eyes restless. It was clear they came with one mission: to intimidate, to silence, and to show power. But something happened that changed the atmosphere as Nnamdi Kanu entered the courtroom, dressed in his usual calm but determined manner. Shouts from his supporters outside echo through the walls, "Free Nnamdi Kanu! Free Nnamdi Kanu!" It was a sound that shocked even the security officers inside court. You could feel the pressure in the air. Something was about to break.
What Donald Trump has issued to Nigeria, 24 hours ultimatum to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And under the watch of Omotosho and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and what is going on in the court today, you will agree with me that they have been playing politics in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And look at what is going on in Nigeria, being that Nigeria today has been regarded as a nation that hates the Christians and the genocide going on against the Christians. So Donald Trump has given alternative of 24 hours ultimatum to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Definitely there is every tendency of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu leaving the DSS custody tomorrow, because having said this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which offense did he actually commit? That should be the question. Did he actually offend anybody? Why are they still delaying? Why are they still detaining him? Why are they still asking him to open a defense? Why are they still asking him to open a defense? And at the same time, he opened a defense and called for witness. Those witnesses are not there. And you say you want to steal. What do you want to try there when the witnesses are nowhere to be found? And even with this now, it shows that Nigerian judiciary is in a mess, because they're supposed to appear as a witness for the defense, which they asked him to open. But I see Donald Trump actually, no wonder he talk about, I see Mr. President, Abuja yesterday, last week on Friday, running scatter of a thing. I was like, what is going on? What is going on? Because Donald Trump giving this ultimatum shows that, remember there is something he talk about concerning Nigeria. And he have been, debating on it. They have been debating on it, that genocide going on in Nigeria. And there is one thing that the NATO chairman made mention of, Felipe somebody. Do you understand? Made mention of Donald Trump. He told Donald Trump that it is the high time right now to do what? to declare Biafra. Regarding to what has happened in 1967 to 1970, the genocide that took place in Nigeria against the Biafrans. So he now used this opportunity to make him, Donald Trump, to know this in order for them to redeem the image of their mistake of that time. So he want to use the opportunity. That's why he's telling Donald Trump to do so, to approve Biafra now. I'm talking about the NATO chairman, to Donald Trump. And even the House of the Washington is as well acknowledging and championing the same thing. And they look at the genocide. That's why the man, Donald Trump, is using this as a genocide, the Christians' killings, to come and to use the opportunity to do the needful. And that's why he gave them 24 hours of free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know whether you get the point. And at the same time, he said to Nigeria, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in detention and could be facing trial, what is Tuji Beludem and co? These are the people carrying out the terrorism acts in Nigeria, and they are working freely. The same people have rights in Nigeria to carry gun. The same people in Nigeria have rights to negotiate with the Nigerian government, the Tinubu government, and collect money. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't have the right to carry gun. The Biafrans doesn't have right to carry gun. They don't have right to defend themselves. They don't have right to say anything. And the Fulanis, the total stranger in this country, are now the one championing everything. Bulgari, in a nation that is not theirs. Why some people are being silent. You see why he gave that ultimatum. And I love what I love that statement, and I love that. And I'm not just, speaking. I want Donald Trump not just to say a word. I want him to carry action. If Omoto shop by this time tomorrow, Nigerians, Biafrans are not dancing, with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not just celebrating on their own, but celebrating with Mazi himself. Donald Trump should carry action. Not just giving them 24 hours, but carrying an action.
Against Nigeria.
Yes, against Nigeria, to prove that, because it's already been noted and documented and registered. That the Christians are facing genocide in this country. They are facing intimidation in this country. They are facing all sorts of humiliation, oppression in this country. So it is the item. Take a look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case. And that is why, regarding to other things that have been happening, and the Benue killing and others, to over 200 killed and roasted as if they are goats, as if they are yam or fowl. So if you look at it, that's why he gave that 24 hours ultimatum. And by the special grace of God, tomorrow, Omotosho is already on a hot seat. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as I speak to you, is running her task. No sitting in Abuja again. Don't you see that in Aso Rock, that our National Assembly, they are meeting, everybody, they cancel it because they don't know what will happen next. So they want to see what happens tomorrow. That's just it. So, and that is the true fact.
And joining us today from the nation's capital, Abuja, to discuss this is Mr. Pelumi Olajengbesi, is a human rights lawyer. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Yeah, thank you very much.
What do you think about this development?
Well, the development we're seeing recently, in every democracy, the principle of rule of law is of utmost importance, and every government must ensure that the whole of government business must be in confines with the rule of law. And so what we have seen recently, particularly as it affects the crisis between IPOB and the Nigerian army, is a flagrant abuse of our law. It ultraviolates the provision of our constitution and other penal law that guides the operation of the Nigerian government and, of course, the Nigerian army. The Nigerian army invaded IPOB, labeled IPOB a terrorist group. The law has made provision on how to go about this. To start with, number one, the Nigerian army does not have the right to carry out the assignment they did, because it is solely an exclusive assignment of the Nigerian police force. And so the Nigerian army cannot take over the assignment, the responsibility of the Nigerian police force in an attempt to make the government or in an attempt to glorify a particular person. So I believe strongly that what the Nigerian army has done is against our law, and it's very, very dangerous for our democracy, because it's a mockery of the system of government we practice in the general public and of course in the global world. We're in a situation whereby we are seen to abuse the law. Or when you look at the grounds or the reasons why the Nigerian army labeled this organization a terrorist group, you will understand that all of these reasons are not within the confines of the law. The law made it very, very clear that for an organization to be proscribed or to be labeled as a terrorist organization, there are procedures that must be followed. Number one, the Inspector General of Police or the AG, that's the Attorney General of Police, or the NSA, the National Security Advisor, is supposed to prepare an application to the courts, and the judge in chamber can grant that application. However, such an application must receive the endorsement of the president, and that's the provision of the law. As the judge has the responsibility to check the basis and the grounds of this application. We must be able to differentiate between civil disobedience and, of course, civil disobedience and terrorism. There are laws on ground to checkmate people who have done things that are contrary to our laws. We have the law that has to do with treason. We have the law that has to do with murder. We have the law that has to do with civil disobedience and all of that. So I believe strongly that if an individual or a group of individuals has done something contrary to our laws, such people must be treated within the confines of the law. However, proscribing the organization or declaring the organization is a deliberate celebration of ignorance, which is very, very terrible. So I think it is important that the Nigerian government should review our action. The Nigerian army quickly rushed to the public to declare this organization a terrorist group without consulting the requirement, the position of the law, to understand what exactly should be done. Now, in my own view, I believe that this is a pressure group who they have a responsibility to make demands. Looking at some of the statements and some of the actions of IPOB, talking about hoisting their flag in public.
But what about where, Mr. Olaja Ngbesi, I need to come in here. What about where safety is concerned? This is not the first Python dance the Nigerian army had. This is the second, and the rationale is to flush out criminals from the southeast.
Yeah, the business of the Nigerian army is not to flush out criminals in the society. The Nigerian police force have an exclusive duty, looking at our constitution section 215 sub 3 specifically, mandated the Nigerian police force with the instruction of the Nigerian president to ensure that public safety of property is guaranteed, is secured in our society. So when you talk about public safety, it is an exclusive assignment that has been vested in the Nigerian police force. The Nigerian army can't take over the Nigerian police force. They were not trained to work within the human or the community system. They are trained to fight war. So it is only in a situation where there is insurrection, that is when the Nigerian army can step in with the direction of the president. However, when you are talking about public safety, the Nigerian police force is an organization where you look at the Nigerian police act, they have the sole responsibility to ensure that there is public safety is guaranteed. And all of this must be done within the confines of our law.
But what about the southeast governors? They did what they did in the interest of the people.
The southeast governors?
Yes.
Well, what the southeast governor did also is political anyway, but it's not in confines with the law. The southeast governor declared in public that IPOB activities has been proscribed. In the first place, IPOB was not registered under the southeast governor. The southeast governor is not a constitutional organization. It's not the constitution of Nigeria. The southeast governors have no business. Our law says that every group of persons have a right to organize themselves, have a right to freedom of association, and they have a right of expression. However, in the course of carrying out all of this right, if there is any way they've actually breached the laws of the land, the Nigerian police force have a duty to arrest such person, investigate such an act, and also prosecute such person. When you look at a situation whereby the Nnamdi Kanu as a person is going through a prosecutable process, I think it is important that we allow this process to continue than jumping the guns and doing some of the things we are doing currently. So the southeast governor also did that from their own thinking, but it was quite wrong. It's against our law, it's against our constitution, and it has no place in the history of Nigerian politics.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. We have been speaking with human rights lawyer Mr. Pelumi Olaja Ngbesi.